Welcome back, everybody. I recently bought 7 different toolboxes, all loaded with tools, at a local online estate auction. This was a farm auction, and they had about 6 or 7 outbuildings. This thing came right out of one of the barns. As you can see, it's in pretty rough condition. Has some bird droppings all over it. Probably has some mouse activity inside of it. When I first saw this listing, it looked pretty rough. The tools inside looked pretty rough. But the more I looked at it, there was just so many tools in it that I thought it was worth bidding on. I paid $70 for this box. With the fees, comes right in about $80. I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about Machinist tools, but I figure with as many tools as this had, it'll probably be worth what I paid. So let's take a look. What I'm actually going to do is drop all the tools alongside the box just to really see how many are in here when we're all done. Now, of course, right off the bat here, we don't have tools. We have, well, I guess they're tools of some sort. They're obviously electrical connections. Looks like we have 4 or 5 sets of those in here. So you can see what I mean about the condition of some of these tools. It looked rough. So I was hesitant to even buy it at all. But the more I looked at the drawers, I thought, well, there's a large amount of tools there. So there's got to be some good ones. As you can see, it's an old Kennedy box. I think these used to have a badge on them somewhere that would tell you what number it is. I don't know if it was on the door. The door is gone. But let's start taking a look at the tools here. Now, like I said, I don't know a lot about Machinist tools. So feel free to correct me on anything I get wrong, or feel free to tell me what certain things are that I just don't know at all. As you can see, we got cobwebs and stuff in there, and I'm sure we got worse than that. But starting off here, we have, I think it's an outside caliper. I'm not sure if this has a name in there somewhere under the rust. It looks like it could. I can't make it out, though. Then it looks like we have a couple of these clamps. Not sure if they have a brand anywhere on them. By the way, I was not able to preview this auction in person. They did not have an in-person preview. And when I went to get the stuff, I just basically loaded it in the truck and took off. So I have not looked through this box at all. Almost 97% of our viewers are not subscribed. Become a subscriber today. It really helps out the channel. Thank you. Not sure what's in there, but it looks like Heyman Manufacturing. Okay. Let's see what this says here. That's what it's saying. Now, they actually have like a little hex pattern on the end of this tool. Yeah, this is starting off right away with, I don't know what this is, but he's got something in the center. Okay, so inside of that one was a bunch of these like plug screws, all with that hex tip on, but still don't have any idea what these are for. Maybe if I wipe enough dust off the box, it'll tell me. This actually just looks like a shipping label. So I will try to look these up, but otherwise drop it in the comments. Back here we have an old Craftsman 1/4-inch drive set, or what's left of one. And all that's left of this one looks to be most of the sockets. These are the old double line V-series SAE sockets. We do have a 3/8 to 1/4-inch adapter, but should have had a ratchet, extension, breaker bar. But man, that tray's in like perfect condition. Usually those things are all cracked up. Under that box, it looks like we just have a number of clamps here. I think these are going to be like 1.5-inch clamps, maybe. I don't know. I guess they could be I don't know if they're 1 inch or 1.5 inches. Oh, is it a 2-inch? I think some of these are different though. Yeah, some of these are a little deeper than others. This one's marked 2. So maybe some are 1.5 inches, some are 2, or maybe they're all considered 2. But quite a few clamps in there. Then we have another one of these screw type clamps. I think it's probably a match to the other one. Not seen a brand on either one of these. I know sometimes these are homemade, but I'm not sure if these are. Then we have a square. Just on the surface, I'm not seeing a name on it. Looks like we have a little smaller one down here. So these are more just dirty and dusty than they would be rusty. This one looks like it's a Lufkin. Here we have what I believe is a section off of a combination square. Somewhere in there it might be marked what brand it is. I don't know if it belongs to this piece over here. It very well might. I'm not sure though. No idea what that is. Well, here's another one. I don't know what those are. I don't know if that's just random. I have no idea if it's chalk or Play-Doh or what it is. We have a very old crusty wrench here. I think this might be a piece to this stand here. I think this is a dial indicator base. Not seen a brand, but there's so much dirt and rust that it could easily be underneath there somewhere. I don't know if it would be on the rods, but I think that this is just another rod for that piece. I mean, it's awfully rusty. Maybe it would clean up enough to be usable. We have some sort of a chisel tip here. Have an old spark plug in here. Oh, we got a steak knife. Wow, Sheffield, England on that one. We got many years worth of dirt and debris, probably some mouse crap down there. Very thin wrench here, 3/4 by 7/8. I think it probably has a name under there, but I'd probably have to clean it a little better to make it out. I don't know if you can pick that up. Looks like some random literature here. It's getting cleaner as we go, though. That pretty much covers the top, and it is some very old dirt in there. All right, next up we'll do top drawer. Now a lot of these tools have fallen back a little bit because when I transported to put it on the truck, I put it on a two-handed wheel cart in it and tipped it back. This looks like this totally random piece of steel. I'm going to put the completely random non-tool items up in the top. Again here, thinking this is totally random. This looks like it was some sort of a tool that's been repurposed. We have a punch. Another looks like a random tool. I don't know if that was like a drill bit at one time that broke off. Pretty beat up. Another pretty beat up tool in there, whatever it is. I think the person had a lot of homemade punches in here. All right, this looks like it had a purpose, but it looks like it's a little bit beat up. I'm not sure what that is. I'm just kind of going through these. If you see anything that I'm holding, if this looks like an actual piece out of something, let me know what that is. But like this is just reground and all beat up. We do have a little set of feeler gauges back here. Might be a name on there if I cleaned it. On this side we have some more punches. These are the old Craftsman ones. This looks like a reground punch. It's a starrett, but looks like it's been reground a couple times. Here's a nice looking Craftsman. Another pretty decent looking Craftsman. I believe these are cutter, well, this one got a, that one actually might have a carbide tip on it. I think these are cutter blanks, but this one looks like it has a actual tip on it. This is obviously a cutter blank, which will come in handy. I do have a small lathe. Here's another punch Craftsman. A lot of the stuff in here is seen the grinding wheel. All right, not too many goodies in there outside of a few usable punches. Moving on to the chop drawer on the right side. Quite a few cutters, lathe, metal cutters. Looks like pretty much everything on this side is a cutter. Like I said, that'll come in handy. Of course, you can regrind these. This one actually has a carbide tip on it, but it's always good to have a little extra stock around when you need to make a custom tip. This has a Morris taper on it. That's why I think this maybe was like a drill bit and it just broke off and they're just using it for something else now. But we have a tap over here, Hansen, some more of the lathe cutters in here. This one has a carbide tip on it, even though that one looks like it's been ground as well. I don't think there's too many other actual tools in here though. Here's an actual cutting head, I think. So that's about it for that drawer. Let's see, we'll go to the big one, the bottom left here. All right, we have some micrometers in here. This is does that say Slocum? I don't have my glasses on, so that's not helping. I would guess that is a 1 to 2. I have another one here. This is an old Craftsman. This must be a 2 to 3. Looks like this one's in pretty good shape yet. Let's see, under there we have looks like a little guide for size of tap and size of drill bit. I don't know if that's a cutting blank. I don't know if this is like a setup block or another cutting block. It seems it's pretty heavy. And we have an old tape measure down here. So this name here, Meserol, I don't know if that's who's advertising, because I see this is made by Lufkin. This is a neat old tape measure. This one actually has the steel tape in it. And then we have something for measuring depth. Let's see. This is an old starrett. So I'm guessing they just call that a depth gauge. There's the number on it, is a 237. And some totally random things in here. Almost like a chalk material. Maybe it is chalk. Very dirty. And a old plug for a light bulb socket. And we have a Craftsman radius gauge set. 24 piece, if it's all actually there. Let me unzip this. It's a little messy, but a lot of it looks to be there. So now if you see down in there, it's actually marked General. So obviously General was making these for Craftsman. This looks like a pretty old set. It's a pretty old pouch. Under there we have a group of taps down in here. I don't know if that's original to the package, but that's what's in there now. We have a 6-inch crescent adjustable. It still works. The jaws go up and down, but they certainly don't match very well. Person wanted to mark it on both sides just in case one side wore off, I guess. I think they enlarged the hanger hole too. That seems pretty big. Maybe not. And we have a couple more pieces of cutting stock down here. This looks like it's for a little bit bigger lathe than the first pieces we found. All right, moving on to the right side second drawer. On this side we obviously have a number of taps, some more of these cutters for a lathe. Not sure what this is. It looks like a tool of some sort. I don't know if that's for like a micrometer without measuring it. Not sure if that's what that could. Oh yeah, right there it says 2 inch. Is it gonna focus on there? So right there it says 2 inch. I bet you that's for setting up a 2-inch caliper. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course. We got some more taps back here. Looks like we have some center bits, centering drill bits. That's a tap. But here's a center drill bit. So those will come in handy. Like I said, I have both a 7-inch mini lathe, I guess you'd call it, and then I have a South Bend 9. Down here we have a starrett. Oh no, it's a Lufkin. It looks like it's measuring for drill bit angles when you're trying to sharpen them to a certain angle. Over on this side, looks like we have a few pieces of brass down in here. But as far as actual tools go, we do have a small rule here. A little 3-inch, or no, that'd be a 4-inch. This is a Starrett 600. We have a screwdriver. And just some miscellaneous pieces of, this almost looks like copper or bronze. And then I think what would be brass. Some flat stock in there, some real thin stuff. I'm not sure if that's a tool. I think there was more than one in here. Not sure what that's for, if that's homemade. So that's it for that drawer. We'll go down to the third one. On this side we have a real small flat tip there, a 1-inch caliper. This one says Read Small Toolworks. Not sure if that's focused on there. We got some more of these centering bits. Quite a few back here. Some look like they might be broken. A couple of taps in here. And then we got these guys here. This another rule here? Another Lufkin. That says 2204R. We also have this gauge down here. This is a starrett. I think that says 391. And if I'm remembering right, and I'm probably not, let's see if I can make a brand out of this thing. I do believe it says Lufkin on there. I don't know if these are a hole radius gauge. I think that's what that might be, but I could be wrong. I'll look that up. On the opposite side here, we have a file, or what's left of a file. That might be the whole thing. It's got like a wedge shape to it. I'm looking at this back here thinking this might be something specific because it's marked. I think it says Oliver on that side. And then distant on that side. So I don't know what that's for, but let me know in the comments. These are radius gauges, I believe. Am I guessing correctly? This one says Craftsman on it. There's a couple of these in here. So one side pushes in, and you can lock it, I believe, with a handle. But I'm not, am I getting that right with radius gauge? And here we have a starrett. I can't quite make that out if it's 299, 293, 295. It almost looks like a set of, are they called trammel points? Although they don't come to much of a point. Or maybe it's for something else that just kind of looks like that. I'm probably way off. We also have a steel rule down here. That's a starrett. Number 10, I think it says. Oh, wait, there's another number over here. Is that 330? I don't know if it's going to focus on there. Got another one of those here. Some more of this flat stock in here. I don't know if they use these for shims or what. Not sure if that's anything. So that's it for that drawer. All right, moving on to the first full drawer. All right, starting off, we have a screwdriver, quick wedge. So this is a screw holding screwdriver. And it looks like we have some, what are these, inside calipers, I believe they call. This is a Lufkin. I think this is just a divider here. This is a starrett. And we have an outside caliper. This is an old Craftsman. This I don't recognize. I'm going to guess this is another sort of a caliper. Like an adjustable. Could be totally wrong. Not seeing a name brand on that one. Alright, then moving on here, we have a number of hex wrenches, scissors, some files. Here's a little bit bigger caliper. Might have a name on there somewhere. It's pretty rusty, so it's hard to see. Some sort of a wedge. Some more square stock. Well, this is not a square, it's rectangle, but that's it for the first drawer here. So I'm seeing distant on this here file. So I'm thinking, and it says Oliver on the backside. I'm thinking before on this guy, this is just a file handle that's broken off. Pretty sure that's what that's going to be. Then I'm going to move on to the final drawer. Definitely some crusty treasures in here. We have an old Craftsman screwdriver, I believe. Looks like it's been ground once or twice. Have a starrett outside caliper. I believe just a set of dividers here. Might have a name on there somewhere under the rust. Here we have another set of Craftsman. These are pretty clean. A little inside set Craftsman. I would guess a sharpening stone here. Not sure what belongs in this pouch. Basically looks like a set of ignition wrenches that are beat up, broken. Just stamped steel. Not seeing a name on the first one I pulled out. I'll pull out one more, I guess. Yeah, no names on these. Probably unmarked set. Another piece to the combination square. Don't know if it goes to this first one here. I don't know, maybe all those pieces are off that one. And we have another inside micrometer, or inside caliper, I should say, by Starrett. A smaller set of outside. I think that says Starrett. Looks like we have some more stock here. Some bearings, saw blades, a wedge. Must be for like a hammer head or axe head. Some just random stock in here. That's probably why this thing was so heavy. This thing weighed a ton. Oh, here's another divider, real small one. I think that's going to be about the last tool in this drawer. So now I didn't take out every cutter from these drawers, and there might be a couple tools in some of these drawers, but this is everything that came out of that box. That's what I paid 80 bucks for. So I think after, like I said, after I looked through the drawers a few times in the photos, I definitely thought it was worth bidding on. I don't know if I got my $80 worth. I think I did, because I know some of these machinist tools can get expensive. I know some of them are pretty rusty, but then other ones are in pretty good shape. So that's going to be it for this one. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.